Hi, and welcome to the fifth Third Bottle Podcast episode. What's up? What's up, you guys? This is gonna be a bit of a downer. It's gonna be a downer tagged comedy. I don't know. Let's talk about procrastination. I've procrastinated it over another episode. I forgot about it, but it's a big one. It starts small, and then it becomes a whole other animal. Now, what I'm talking about is when you're in school, you have an assignment, you don't want to do it, so hey, let me clean my room now. And then, hey, let me practice the musical instrument I never play. And then, oh, hey, this boring game looks really fun now. But later on, it becomes more dangerous, I find. Coming to an age when everyone is supposed to start figuring out life, if you're definitely supposed to be an adult, pulling 30 almost, then it's procrastination gives you a means of not executing your plan or even your dream, if that even makes sense, because of fear of failure, I find. That's my case anyway. I can't talk for anyone else. But how do you get out of it? That's the worst thing, because it's little by little, minute by minute, second by second, minute by minute, and then another day is gone by, another week, another month, another year, and it piles up, and then you find yourself, this gray version of yourself, drained of everything, of energy, emotion, and just wondering, where the fuck did the time go? Well, it's all in the, oh, hey, click this, click that. Oh, that, by the way, too. Like, this time we live in, everything's a screen, everything's shiny. Ooh, this notification, that notification. Ooh, something new happened. I want to be the first to know. You never are. Yeah, as I said, this is gonna be a downer. The worst thing is the fear of failure. You know what's worse than fear of failure? It's regret. Like, ooh, maybe I'll get burned, but then you regret not trying enough, or not trying at all, even risking getting burnt, and then wondering why your life isn't what you wanted it to be. Therefore, I say nay! Nay procrastination, and nay to fear. No, can't do it. Can't do it. It's the worst. It's just that, is it, what, not even fear of failure. You know what it might be also? What if I choose wrong? What if this isn't it? I really do envy the people who know for sure, who really, really know deep down in their hearts, this is it. This is it, and this fulfills me. And this needs to be a big part of my life. And I'm one of those psychos that I really get hyped about something, and then I'm really excited at the beginning, and then the hype train dies, and then, the emptiness takes over again. If that makes any sense. Yeah, that's why I have a guitar, a flute, an ocarina, a ukulele, harmonica, and a didgeridoo. Guitar I can play, actually, by the way, okay? Well, it's not a flute. It's a tin whistle. And I can play a couple songs. Ukulele, yeah, sure, easy, because I play the guitar already. Didgeridoo, I'm hell-bent on learning how to play. I'm practicing. It's difficult. But I don't want to give up on that. And yeah, that's the problem. I might have discovered something. I hope it's right. Because at the time I really felt it. I really felt I might have found my calling, but it's gonna be difficult as hell. But then, what thing is really worth it when it's not difficult, right? I feel like this podcast is some kind of therapy for me. Just, listening to your own thoughts, making them a little more clear to yourself, as stupid as they might be, right? And yeah, it's like a good talk with a friend if you don't have friends, or if you don't have friends close by. And yeah, might help, actually. Hopefully. So yeah, that's the what. But what if you do choose wrong, or what if you don't choose wrong, but then you don't like it anyway? How do you live with that? Because I mean, after all, you can't just keep chasing after one thing after another and never choosing. Because you can be anything you want to be, but you can't be everything you want to be. I mean, the best direction is definitely in sync with your strengths and abilities. My wife is a teacher right now, and the teacher said that it was always her dream to become a teacher, but everyone always kept saying, you don't have it in you to become a good teacher. And it's in spite of everyone doubting her and just talking down to her, saying, hey, you can't speak publicly, and you just not the type to become a teacher. She overcame all those obstacles, and she became a teacher. And my wife says that she really, really sucks. She said she's the worst teacher ever, that she doesn't know what she's talking about, and that she's crazy. That's because she said she was fine at first, but then they went over something that we went over in uni, and that the teacher has no idea what she's talking about. So, maybe sometimes listen to the people, right? My dad recently, he said, oh, it's such a shame you didn't go and, you didn't get into, programming and such. I don't have that in me. I could never. First of all, my head's too stupid for that. Maybe not, but, you have guys that you go to for computer advice. I have a buddy of mine, and he was a wizard always. He was the best guy, and even the IT teacher, the principal, couldn't figure something out, and they just called this guy, and he just came in, and just boop, press 4 buttons, and problem solved. And yeah, that was never me. Not even close. Never. I'm the guy who calls the guy. So I was like that now. Like, I would hate my life and I would suck at that. I'm too all over the place and I need some sort of a creative outlet to be able to live with myself. I like to even like make little things. I try and always make gifts for my wife, like handmade, and it's always so satisfying. But also, I like it as a hobby, and always try something new, you know? Not always the same, like, oh, let me make the same trinket over and over and fucking over. No. I do like fidgeting like that, but not always. But it brings me peace, definitely. And yeah, it's very satisfying to make something by hand that obviously could have bought for a couple $100, but then when you make it yourself and it doesn't even have to look so good, it's much more valuable. So yeah, programming's a no. In spite of having international business degree, which would allow me to work several types of jobs, from a multinational, international company all the way to bank, I would hate myself and hate my life. I would want to die. And then, the options are becoming slimmer and slimmer. By each job you find out you don't like and that doesn't fulfill you. Corporate life, I couldn't. You know what's my problem? I can't work for anyone. And the reason is, it's the glass ceiling. You hit it each and every single time. And also maybe if I wouldn't even like a corporate job, I've only tried those in my country, and they're quite difficult to get as a foreigner. In, let's say, the US, Canada, and Australia, where I've been, they're quite difficult. So you have to do these odd jobs, and even when you're promoted, and they give you a raise and everything, but there's always that glass ceiling. That's why I'm hell-bent on working for myself. And because then you're not building anyone else's dream. You're building your own dream. The thing is that you could be working a corporate job for 40 years, 40 hours a week, and be in the same spot and get nowhere. If you work 40 hours a week for 40 years on something of your own, you can actually achieve something and even change levels of your lifestyle upwards, and actually be taken care of when you retire. You don't have to rely on anyone, the state or such, or your kids, because especially in Eastern Europe, retirement is awful. Like in the Western world, it's awesome. Like, oh, I go to a restaurant several times a week. No, you can barely afford to live, to survive. So I'm saying to all of you, Mike, try and find it. Try and figure it out. It's not easy. It's difficult. And even when you think you found it, you might doubt yourself. But never, ever stop pushing on. Just keep going wherever it is you think you should be going. And that's the right direction. Until the next time.